Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining this program and thanks for giving us an opportunity to explain to you the very high level overview of this program, of what it is that we're offering to help young graduates. So, like the girls on the screen here or boys of that age, when you are approaching your graduation day, the days leading up to it, and the day and the day itself is filled of with excitement. You have a sense of achievement, sense of exhilaration, accomplishment. All of those are positive attributes. Definitely a job well done. But as things start to settle down, as the day gets to the night and the next day dawns, you start asking yourself a few questions. So in this presentation, we're going to ask some of the questions. What are the things running through the minds of a graduate? How will I find a job? I don't think I have any skills. So, in our years of working with students of all ages, this is sort of one underlying common thread that people think that they are not qualified without realizing that what they have learned is, even if it's not directly relevant for them to find a job, it gives them tools that they would need to have in their arsenal to be able to find jobs and to make substantial progress in their careers. Am I ready to enter the workforce? Will I be able to support myself? Will I make enough money? Do I have the right skills to make enough money to be able to support myself, to be able to plan whatever I'm planning for the rest of my life? I don't know anyone. People say you need to have a network, you need to know to find a job. I don't know anyone, or I don't think I know anyone who will give me a job. Here are some more questions that are running through people's minds. What are the mechanics, logistics of finding a job? I need to work on my resume, right? How do I do that? What's the latest format of the resume? How do I build my online portfolio? How will I prepare for interviews? And I've heard they give you a test when you're applying for a job. What does the test look like? How do I prepare for it? And how will I manage my finances through the job searching, job hunting process? I have got student loans that are going to be becoming due in short order. How would I manage all that? How will I cope with the transition from being a student, maybe having a part time job or two, to a professional life? And what really are my goals and dreams for the future? Yes, I've had a lot of thoughts over the years, especially as I went through my whole school, the whole academic program, but I really haven't really crystallized in my mind what is it that I'm seeking. So I'm a little gray in that era, a little blurry, lots of thoughts. How do I put them? How do I channelize them? So, just some of the questions that graduates go through in their minds. Let's keep going. Are there any more questions? You bet there are. What are my strengths and passions? People say that do what your passions are, and the money will come to you. Yeah, great idea, but what is my passion? What is it that I'm really good at? What is it that I really want to do? I don't know. Maybe a few things. Playing sports is one of them. Playing video games is one of them. Will it really bring me money? What are the skills, the next bullet point here? What are the skills and knowledge that I need to develop or improve? What are the opportunities and challenges in my field of interest? Of course, the world is changing, but changing from where it is to where it needs to be at some point in time, right? And where is that time around the corner that I need to be targeting? What are those challenges? What are those opportunities? And how do I prepare myself to be there for today and for the future? What are the values? Really, really important questions. What are the values and culture of the organization I want to work for? I need to know what it is that I really stand for, and therefore that should become my own personal red line, an area that I just do not want to cross. What if I don't like the environment that a company offers? It's hard enough to find a job, right? What if I find a job and I realize that this is not the right environment, the right company for me? What do I do in that case? And how can I network and connect with people who can help me or who can mentor me? So these are all the questions that people we have come up with in terms of how will I find a job? All sort of rotate around that. But once they do find a job, then sort of you're facing different set of questions. How can I negotiate for a fair and satisfying compensation package and benefits package? How do I balance my work and personal life? How can I cope with stress and uncertainty in the workplace? And how do I deal with feedback and criticism constructively? And how do I handle conflicts and disagreements professionally? If you just pause on the screen for just a moment and look at these 5 bullet points here, for the 5 questions here, it's not just people who are new in the workforce who are trying to stumble their way across and trying to learn things on the fly. It's everyone at some level is dealing with these questions. So let's acknowledge what the questions are, and let's acknowledge that the answers are not just as a simple matter of reading a book on this topic or watching a video or trying to have one person tell us something. It's something that takes the whole level of evolution, personal improvement over a period of time for us to be able to really to get to the bottom of how do we answer these questions. Let's keep going. How can I collaborate and communicate effectively with diverse teams and stakeholders? I've heard that my professors have told me that you need to have the business knowledge or business communication standards. Well, no one told me what the standard is. I need to learn what that is, right? And how can I adapt and learn from changes and innovations within my industry? How can I contribute to social and environmental causes that really matter to me, that are really, really important for me? How do I keep contributing to those causes? And how do I develop my personal leadership and management skills? Without these skills, I'll just be a worker. But with these skills that I should have access to, that I should develop myself over a period of time, so I can grow and become a leader, become a manager over a period of time. So these are the questions, or some of the questions of the maybe hundreds that graduates themselves would go through. What about the parents? Do you think they have questions? Do you think they have invested enough in these relationships in their kids? They've supported them over a period of time. Do you think they have questions as well? You bet they do. You bet they do. So we could just be here. We could just do a long presentation on just the questions themselves. But what good is that? Let's try to find some answers. In this short presentation, we're going to give you some of the answers. Introducing to TheGraduate.com. It's a website, and there's a whole business behind the website. Let's give you a very high level what we're trying to achieve here. Let's read up from our mission statement. We're here to provide support to the graduates through every phase of their career, whether they're seeking academic route, they want to go back to school to pursue an advanced degree, or they want to look for the first job, the job search process. We help students with that. When they find a job and they want to grow within the company itself, the whole career path related to that, we help students with that. If they want to start a business, we got a path for to help those as well. So no matter what phase you are in, no matter where you want to go, through every phase, we want to become your partners. And once we have assessed where you want to be and we know where you are, we'll help you create a pathway, a growth framework, and then we provide you with all the training you would need to start walking on that road. So all the critical skills that you would need, we have an extensive training program. It's books, online courses, other downloadable material, speeches, all kinds of things to inspire you and to give you concrete actions. So this entire curriculum is based really around what your needs are. Let's keep going. Develop continuous learning and growth mindset. The whole idea of this would be that you want to be where you want to be, but your target isn't fixed, is not static. It continues to move. So you need to continue to move as well. You need to be in this constantly learning mindset where every opportunity you have, every experience you have, good or bad, it adds something to your repertoire. It gives you skills, gives you ideas, gives you concepts that you did not have before you took on this adventure. So throughout your journey, we'll be encouraging you to take on roles, take on additional roles, even if you feel you're not ready for those. And once you join the program, you'll really find out the benefit of action. And we strongly encourage you to, again, depending upon what the opportunities are. So we cannot just make a sweeping statement, but we are an action oriented, we are learning oriented, we are knowledge oriented organization, and we really want you to have all the tools that you would have to help you take the right steps. Let's continue with our mission statement. We want you to develop moral principles. We want you to become a global citizen, not just a member of this society or this community, but we want you to have a global footprint. And we'll hopefully, with our partnership, we'll help you get there. And finally, we're looking for leaders for life. We're not just looking to develop workers who can just follow the script and follow somebody else's standard operating procedure. We want you to write your own rule. We want you to write your own script. We want to prepare you to become the future leader, which means to be able to develop the vision, to see around the corner, to see what the future is coming towards you, how to embrace that, how to be ready for it, how to be ready for any and all opportunities that come your way. So this is our mission statement. Ready? Ready to go forward? Let's go ahead and do that. Here's a quotation from Walt Disney. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So let's begin doing. Let's see what this program is all about. What do we do and how do we do it? So, what do we do at a very high level? In a nutshell, we help you review your options every step of the way. You're coming out of school, you have the option to either continue in school, seek an advanced degree, or find a job, or get into a business, or you maybe started something you want. You are maybe it's doing reasonable. You're just trying to decide whether you want to continue that or you want to do something else. You have a passion, maybe you're into photography, maybe you are in acting, maybe you want to work on the stage. No matter what skills you have, no matter what your passions are, we want to sit down with you, do a very detailed analysis assessment of your options. So that's the first thing that we do. So after we have done the assessment, comes where you want to be, and once you create the roadmap between the you today and the you tomorrow, we'll put you on an extensive training program, the whole training course, where you go through step by step instructions, live program, live courses, interactions with the experts to help you get to wherever you want to be. And then what we offer you a community because we have realized, in fact, we realized this a long time ago that the best way for you to learn is not just by reading a book or by watching a video or by somebody telling you something. Yeah, it's all meaningful. It gives you the foundation, gives you the knowledge that you need to be able to take the next step. But the next step really is how you learn. And the next step is you start applying the principles that you have learned and you start sharing with other people what you are learning, and maybe you learn from their experiences, or maybe when you try to uh, to explain to somebody else what you're trying to do, maybe their questions will give you some more clues and will cause you to improve your own processes as well. So really the best way for you to learn is to be a part of a community, and through this program we offer you a community, a global community. And finally, we offer you on this platform personal coaching where we where we attach you to your personal coach who will hopefully, if the chemistry is right, stay with you for a really, really long time. So in your weekly or monthly, you decide the frequency, how often you want to meet with them. The whole idea would be that, again, as we just said a moment ago, we just don't want you to watch a video and know everything that you need to know. Imagine if you have a basketball, if you want to be really good in basketball, you want to be really good in golf. So you want to hire a coach who are watching you, how you dribble, how you throw the ball, how you hit the golf ball, how you hold the tee in your hand. How do you grip it? Your follow through every aspect of your whether swing or your game itself or your minute specific step or your big picture, your mental conditioning. Somebody who's able to watch you and tell you exactly what you need to do. Here where the personal coach comes in and we want the person to stay with you on a regular basis. You're having a problem, a question, a dilemma you are facing, reach out to them, set up a call with them at your convenience. Shouldn't say 24/7, but really when you need somebody to be out there, answer questions for you, reach out to them. And let's all acknowledge something else as well. There are things that we would rather not discuss with our immediate family, with our close circle of friends. There could be a sense of embarrassment. There could be any factor that we might be going through that might cause us to not bring it up. But here's somebody who is not just your coach, is your confidant, your shrink, your advisor, your friend, your teacher. All of them roll into one. reach out to them, create the connection, and once you have got the connection, that then definitely thoroughly avail of the opportunity. So, as we said a moment ago, the option that you have got as you're graduating, you can get a job, you can get more education, you can start a business. So let's now start to offer you a glimpse of what the program contains. So our entire training program comprises of these 7 sections. Section 1 is skill assessment, where we go through a detailed questionnaires, multiple sessions, in fact, and assessment of whether their primary skills, general enough skills, or job specific skills. So we focus on that. Second section is about the mental framework, which effectively means that yes, you've got the skills to be able to work as fill in the blank, as a doctor, as a technician, as an engineer, as a scientist, whatever it is that you're seeking, but mental conditioning is how you will be successful in that role. Section 2 focuses on the skills, the traits that you need to be successful. Section 3 helps you find a job. Section 4 is the academic pursuit. So if you decide to go back to school, and let's say you want to get to an advanced to a medical degree or a law degree or a business degree or a PhD program or whatever it is that you are seeking, it's not just you wake up one day and you decide that that's what you want to do and you apply it the next day and you make it. It's a long journey. Right, prior to your actual application submission of what you need to go through. In this program, we take you step by step, hold your hand, and take you through the whole course. Section 5 deals with the workforce itself, the workplace, your employment situation. So once you've found a job, how do you grow? How do you highlight yourself and your skills? How do you get the skills that you need to be able to succeed in the role? And how do you become a critical player, a critical component of your team? Section 6 talks about your entrepreneurial journey. So if you're looking to get into a business, whether it's an Etsy business, if you're selling t-shirts here or there, or you have eBay business, or a real business, brick and mortar, where you want to rent, or have a storefront where people walk into the store and they buy a product or a service from you, whatever it is that you're dreaming or working on. We've got an extensive team of resources that you could tap into. They'll walk you through every step of that journey. Section 6 is all about your business journey. So from the first 6 sections, that's really the whole framework for everything that you would need to be able to succeed no matter what direction you take. But section 7 is where it really all comes together, where your personal goals, the moral compass, the red line that we earlier talked about, where what kind of a person you are as a human, as a parent, as a friend, as a member of the community. We want to develop that. We made a comment earlier that we're looking to make you be to a leader for life. Section 7 is what truly underlines that. So what do we have in these 7 sections? As we said, we've told you multiple times, it's an extensive training program. These are all the courses that we have got available on different websites. So once you join the program, you'll have access to the courses. The prices are mentioned, and the last column says it's a book. So look at C106 Traits of a Leader. There are 25 traits that a leader must have. We have got a short demonstration, short videos on YouTube to give you an overview of the whole leadership trait program. We've got a top 10 as well, but we've got a list of more than 25, and we're working on a book, developing a book to really to help to get you to understand why is every trait important, and if you don't have it, what are you really lacking, and how do you develop something? Whether similarly, C107 product development framework. C103, effective time management. Can you imagine succeeding in life when you are really bad in time management? It'll be an every day would become an uphill task when we are being bombarded by issues, challenges, questions from all over. If we're not really good in managing our time and the responsibilities that we've got ahead of us, we'll really be stumbling every step of the way. C102, C101, project management and coordination. These are, I think, the critical, most important uh, pieces of knowledge and information that every graduate must have. How do you juggle multiple things? How do you prioritize multiple things? How do you decide if there are three items that all are on the front burner looking for your attention? How do you decide which one to focus on? How do you decide where to bring in resources? And if you have somebody available, you could double up the resource in one particular area or which area to pick. These courses walk you through a very extensive review of being able to look at the whole big picture and then focusing on specific part of the picture. So that's all covered in section one. Section two is about, as we said earlier, about your mental framework, giving back to the community, Eisenhower matrix, which is a matrix of prioritization, propensity for action. We've said this multiple times. In this entire presentation, we really want you to be out there in terms of taking action, seeking opportunities, going ahead, and maybe even saying yes without having all the information. And there's a reason why we are standing behind these words. And again, as you go through the courses, as we go through the program, you'll realize that there's a way for us to cover our risk. And until you have covered your risk, you really don't want to be taking an action. But we really don't want to be on the other end of the spectrum where we are dealing with paralysis analysis, where we are forever in the do I do it or do I not do it mode and not being able to take an action. CE205, learning from mistakes. This is one of the most popular courses that we've had over the years, where effectively we are talking about, first of all, a mistake is not a mistake. That's what you think is a mistake. Mistake is a learning opportunity. So if you have learned, then guess what? We should all be glad that you made a mistake because it made you a better person. C206, how do we learn? What are the different avenues of how we learn? And once we really understand, once we're able to do a circumspection of how is it that we operate, how is it that we learn, then we learn how to improve ourselves, right? Then we learn how to best channelize our own preferences, our own method that we are comfortable with, and stay away from what does not work for us. C207, we've got a book coming on this topic as well, studying epic failures. Epic failures, not just from the standpoint of laughing at someone or just looking at, it's like looking at a train wreck. All of them have a huge amount of learning opportunities for everyone to figure out. It happened because someone fell asleep at the wheel. Someone was not paying attention, individual or a team, they were not paying attention. They were focusing in the wrong direction. So what is it that we could learn from studying those models? So we've got the whole idea of studying the failures is to seek help from what happened to someone else, and then to for you to not repeat those failures, those steps or those missteps. So this is all sections one and two. Let's keep going. Sections three and five. Three is, as we said earlier, helping you find the perfect job. Your resume creation, your portfolio preparation. How do you target industries? How do you target companies? Every industry, we've got a presentation again coming up in a book form soon, where we look at every industry: healthcare, manufacturing, micro technology, or real estate, or sales, or marketing, or product development, any and all industries. What are the challenges that they're facing? Where are the opportunities within those industries? Where is maybe the advent of technology, the advent of artificial intelligence, for example? How is that transforming the industry, and where are the opportunities in the future? So, what skills, therefore, you must have to be able to be a part of that change, transformation over a period of time. Assessment for the target position. We talked about your assessment of where you are and where you want to be, but this is very specific to specific roles. Again, as you go through the training program itself, you'll find out that this is at a very detailed level where we look at the take a project at a larger level, and we start drilling down until it's like a bite size, easy to understand, easy to comprehend, and whether you have the skills or you don't, and if you don't, then the pathway for you to get to the skills. Let's jump to the next section, entering the workforce. This is everything that not just you as a graduate, but everyone within an organization must know how to do these things. Look at C5 or 7. Focus on relationship building. Who doesn't need a reminder that that how to build relationship with your coworkers, with your friends, with your partners, with how do you maximize the relationship, which effectively means for it to be a win-win. Where must you be willing to give, and what you must demand from the relationship? Where do you draw the lines? Everything related to that is covered in this training program. Preparing for the next promotion, achieving limelight. We all want to be in the limelight. We want to be receive the accolades. We want to receive the acknowledgement from everyone around us. But does it have to really come at the cost of your team? If it's the team that truly achieved a success, you launched a phenomenal product, it did extremely well in the marketplace. Do you really want to be the one standing up under the light and bowing down before the crowd, or do you want to have your entire team up there, or do you want to be behind the team? Really, it's all a mindset. So in this course, we give you all of those opportunities that you've got, where you need to be humble. How do you become humble in the face of success? Um, Becoming a change leader, again, a huge area that all of us must become proficient in. Let's keep going. The academic pursuit. If you choose that you want to stay in school, or you want to pursue an advanced degree, whether it's medical school, SC 405, law school, business, data science, graduate program, PhD program, how do you ultimately get there? What how do you how do you accentuate what things you've got on your resume? How do you make yourself the most compelling application out there? What is it that you could add, whether it's lab work, whether it's an internship opportunity, whether it's your real life experience, your volunteer work? How do you find those opportunities? Which ones are important? Which ones are less important? Where must you find your time and spend your time? How do you prioritize? Every question that every graduate has, we want to answer them for you through these sessions. And it's not just a training program or through the courses and the books which are coming soon. It's also through a live webinar, live session with experts who will come and talk to you about different strategies. This would be a very, very meaningful program for you if that's the direction you are seeking. Entrepreneurial journey. So you want to start a business, right? Go to this through this free courses and get to know every question that you might have, and then some. 7 stages of a business. This is actually a part of a 5-part series where we take you through every stage of a business, from an idea inception to picking the right business, the right area. How do you want to do it, step by step, into start, and then we graduate to starting a business, renting your store, the storefront, opening the first door, waiting for the first customer, defining your customer. That's covered in C605. Know thy customer. Who is it who's coming through your store? Who is it who is buying from you, and why are they buying from you? You cannot just say, oh, randomly they just walked in. We must know exactly, precisely why they came in and what they're seeking, and where do I get more of these types of customers? What does it take for me to hold on to them, to retain them, and keep them here long term? What is it that they're seeking? What are their boundaries, their thresholds? What is it that if the company does or doesn't do, they're likely to walk away? All everything related to your customer, you got to know exactly what they are. You are ultimately, when the customers stop coming, then no matter how good your products, your services are, you'll be forced to shut down the shop. Critical experiences, 6 or 7. We talk about all of those and the value of those and the learning opportunities. And again, how do you prepare yourself before something bad happens? Inventory management plan. So everything that you need to know about owning a journey, starting a journey. In this section, we've got the courses related to all of those. Let me highlight something else which is at the bottom of your screen. The list of courses that we have shown here, this is a snapshot from a few weeks ago. This is constantly changing. We expect to have more than 100 courses by the end of next year, by sometime Q3 of next year. So this is not something that we are just saying this is what the future looks like. Future will look substantially more than what we are sharing with you right now. And finally, as we said earlier, the icing on the cake is our section 7, which makes you the person, the leader that we really want you to become. The moral principles, your red line, the only guarantee of success. Can you imagine the fact that everything that we think what defines success is wrong? Let me just leave this as a teaser, just for you to play with your mind, perhaps for a moment, that whatever you think the guarantees of success are, you're wrong. They are not. Go to this course and you'll find out why we're saying this. Diversity and the value of that, the long-term commitment, volunteerism, focus on quality. It's a very simple thing. Focus on quality, but in what ways it manifests itself throughout your career, throughout your life, and once you decide what standards you want to maintain, and not just quality from the product development point of view or manufacturing quality, quality in every aspect of your life, quality in relationships, quality in communication, quality in everything you do. Once you decide that that's my standard, that's what I want to stick to for the rest of my life, guess what? That becomes you. Right, so that's why quality is not a part of your initial job skills. It's in section 7 because that's a part of your moral compass. So, friends, these are all about the 7 sections. So, let me bring up the mission statement again. We just reviewed the mission statement, but if you think about it, there are 5 bullet points here. The last 2 bullet points are the why we are doing this. That truly is our calling. That's why we've developed the whole program to help you. Why? To help you become a better person. The moral principles, the leaders for life. The first 3 bullet points is how we'll do it. All right, let's continue. So we shared with you a moment ago. This is what we do: review your options, assessment, training, community, and personal coaching. Let's now focus on community and personal coaching. Let's see what that means within our platform. Community. So let's before we even get to this, let's ask ourselves a few questions. How is it that we learn? We learn by reading something, by studying, by reading a book, by watching a demonstration, watching somebody show something you want to learn about an experiment. Maybe you found the right video, someone is doing it, and you're watching, you're taking notes, trying to see how they're doing it, learning the do's and the don'ts. When someone teaches us, like a classroom setting, theoretical, whether online, whether in person, in front of you, whatever it is that someone is, or whatever tools they're using, showing you something by their hands, by the hand gestures, hand movement, by objects in front of you, or by writing on a white or a blackboard, whatever tools that they're using. When somebody, an individual, is standing in front of you and they're teaching you something. So again, we're trying to figure out how is it that we learn, and this is one avenue that predominantly, if you think about how we learn, maybe that's the first thing you would see by when we have a teacher, or by observing something in action. And we learn that maybe we don't know exactly what has happened, but we are smart enough, if you know enough of a context, that we can say we can learn by connecting the dots. Most importantly, oh, by the way, we should mention this. Maybe we gloss over, we didn't emphasize. One of the courses that we do offer is How Do We Learn? And there are more than 15 different avenues of how we learn. And again, we've said this earlier. The whole idea of presenting all these options, this information to you is for you to understand, to get to know yourself, to figure out for yourself what is it that works for you, that works the best for you, and therefore what you should optimize. So once you figure this out, become miles ahead as compared to anyone else in terms of reaching your goals, crossing the goals, and sprinting on to the next step in your journey. Most importantly, how we learn is by doing what we just learned to do, and by discussing the actions and results with others. And once you've got this, then by reviewing the results, when you have done something, you've tried it out, you review the results now, and now you take the feedback and you make the adjustments, and then you go back and try it again. That's called reinforced learning, right? So how does it apply within our realm, within our world, within our website and the whole business around that? We offer you a community where there are more than 15 plus discussion forums, um, with extensive participation from all the members. You can go ahead and once you log on to the site, you can go to that specific section, specific topic, search for it, or navigate through it. Read all the prior questions, discussions, responses. But let's understand this. The quandary that you've got, the question that you have, what you are seeking today has been asked by somebody else, maybe dozens, if not hundreds, of people out there. Let's take advantage of those discussions. The questions have been asked. Let's go read up the questions, look at the discussions, look at the responses, and see what people said. And once you know who the experts are within the group, reach out to them, talk to them. They're available. They are just like you. They are also the beneficiaries of the system. Review all the downloadable material. Find experts, whether they're experts who are branding themselves as experts by putting that on their profile, or maybe somebody who gave an answer to a question you've got about local marketing about social media campaigns. Maybe somebody ran that very effectively. They shared in one of the blog posts very successful results. Reach out to them, set up a call with them, figure out how they did that, figure out the do's, and figure out at the same time the don'ts. What did not work for them? Watch all the webinars. So again, as a part of our community, we'll be bringing to you weekly schedule of weekly webinars where topic of relevance will be shared every week. And watch them. This is available to all of our members, even those who are not our paid members. This will be available to everyone out there. And between 35 to 50 minutes of presentation, followed by Q&A, followed by the experts will linger around, will stay on the site for another half hour to answer questions. Reach out to them. Again, they are the experts within the field. You have an opportunity to engage with them one-on-one. Why would you not do that? Avail of the opportunity. What else does the community offer? Active engagement with people and from all walks of life, from all corners of the world. Actively engage with them in conversations and create groups. You have the option once you are in it, once you are a part of the family, then you create groups or subgroups with like-minded people. Maybe you got something in common. Maybe you all live in a specific area and you want to meet up in person, or maybe you want to start some on a similar project. And you say, let's compare our notes here. Let's figure out the do's and the don'ts and what templates you are using, what's working for you. Let's all do it together as a team. Live chat, as we just said a moment ago. So, in the live community, the whole idea of this would be to bring to you not just the learning or the training itself, but a very vibrant environment within which you really learn how to improve, how to really reinforce your learning. And remember, really important reminder. This is a global network. This is not just based on one specific area, one specific geography. It's a global network. Right now, we are only in a single language, but can you not imagine that given the kind of technology we've got available, we'll have offshoots of this website, of this model in really every language out there in the world? If the idea is sharing the knowledge and information, why would we ever want to limit ourselves, right? Truly, it's a global network. So that was all community. Let's now talk about personal coaching, about having a personal coach. Engaging with a personal coach, and this, by the way, this is a common statement that we have heard from dozens and dozens of people, that engaging with a personal coach may be the single best decision you have ever made in your life. Imagine having access to someone who is on a regular basis, who acts like your parent, your teacher, your psychologist, mentor, coach, friend, all roll into one. Yeah, you're having a good day or a bad day. You're having a bad day, so that's somebody who will maybe sympathize with you for a day or two, or for a time or two. But then that's the person who you need to shake you up and say, okay, come on, guys, and we need to now move on to the next step. Yeah, you had a failure, you had a setback. Yeah, too bad, tough luck. Let's learn from that and let's move on. Let's take the next step. Maybe your parent wouldn't be comfortable in doing that, or maybe even if they do, maybe you wouldn't want to listen to your parent or to your teacher or to your friend. But here's somebody who is attached to you, responsible for your growth and for your progress. Leverage them. Definitely leverage them. Here's someone who will treat you kindly, as we said a moment ago. I mean, that's the whole premise, right? We want you to be friends with them. We want you to really feel that you can reach out to them, that you have a chemistry with them. But you really, really want them to hold you accountable also, right? You cannot just l- bully them into not into accepting where you currently are. And remember, as a coach, one example that we give for all coaching practices is think of the post surgery or post accident physical therapy. Think of those sessions. That person's job is to get you better. That person's job is to get you walking and running and doing everything again that you could do prior to the accident. And so, how is it that they do it? They work with you. They're sympathetic. They are kind. They gently nudge you and nudge you and nudge you. They bring you to the point of to the threshold of pain. Take you just a tiny sliver, a tiny step beyond that. They do this, right? And then they'll stop there today. So that's your threshold. The next day they'll take you to this threshold and maybe half a step beyond that. The next day, half a step beyond that. That's really what a coach would do for you. That they want to hold you accountable. They know what they have done the assessment with you. They know what your limitations are. They know how you work. They know how to get you excited, how to get you moving, how to get you motivated. And they'll really work with you to help you take the next steps. And here's someone who's got access to all of our resources, our training material, our books, our periodical publications, our downloadable material, our checklists, our templates. They have all of that available at their disposal. And when they are working with you, rather than giving you the entire library, dumping all 10,000 pages in front of you, we'll give you the 3-page PDF that is really, really relevant to the question that you're facing at that precise moment in time. This is what they're going to do for you. Through all the resources, they'll wade through that for you and they'll give you exactly what you need. And they'll be the best value, the best help that you would need. So, what a coach does, let's continue. So, the coach is someone who knows your strengths and your weaknesses and they can help you expand what you can do. As we said a moment ago, that you've gone through an initial assessment, you've gone through your goal setting, you've gone through your definition of where you are in your career and where you want to be in your career. The coach knows that. So how do you strengthen your strengths? How do you go around your weaknesses? How do you work around them? How do you figure out what the best strategy for the right roadmap has got to be? So coach does that. The coach knows all that, and then they know exactly what you must be able to do. Coach is someone who can help you navigate through every challenge you may be facing. Someone who can look ahead at the challenges that you may be facing tomorrow. Think about this for a moment where you are right now, what next step you are going towards, while you are giving yourself the skills and you're working out every aspect of it to be able to come up to speed, to be able to have the skills that you need to for the next step. This person already knows that what will happen when you take the next step, when you reach the next point in your journey, what challenges you will then be facing, and their job is not just to prepare you for what you're facing today, but to get you in a better condition to be able to face the challenges that'll be coming to you tomorrow when you reach the next level or the next tier of your journey. Here's somebody who is getting paid to do this for you, and somebody who is truly invested in your success. As we have said throughout this presentation, and we especially do it, the first bullet point that we share with the coaches when they're going through and through their own extensive training program, that what you do, we can help you. We can help you develop into a coach. We can help you become a coach. We can give you the material. But what we cannot do is to change your mindset. If you're not a people's person, if you don't have affection for people, if you don't have compassion for people, then you can't really last too long in this program. So the people who we have, they have compassion for the students. They feel for the students. They want to put themselves in the shoes of the students and they want to help you grow. So this person is at multiple levels, at all levels, they are invested in your success. Imagine having someone like this just a phone call away. Here's something for us all to. The next couple of slides, just a warning. They're going to be negative, very negative, a little dire, just to give you the heads up. Let's talk for a moment on mental health and the biggest pandemic that as a society we are feeling. Shouldn't even say as a society, as a world, what we are facing. 20% of adults in the US have had some issues with mental health. That's based on lots of statistics that are widely available. And this not just the US, the global figure is about 17 to 20%. Again, that's reported number. So if you can imagine, not every one with a medical issue, with a medical health issue ends up getting reported. So think of what the actual number is gonna be. And the ratio is much higher when you talk about the youth, ages of 15 to 29. That's really a target audience here. And as we said a moment ago, it often goes unreported. An untreated mental health issue, it could have a profound effect for the rest of their lives. In fact, if you could do a direct correlation between the mental health at an earlier age and the eventual success when they are 40, 45, 50 years old, one could make a direct line. One could make a strong correlation between the mental health and your success in your career. What are some of the leading causes of now? Again, we'll make this presentation available to you. Please view it offline and you'll find it beneficial. So we don't really have to talk about everything that, we don't have to read every word on the slide here. But we just want to, we're trying to paint a picture here which is rather dire, which is dramatic. um, and again, we put the sources down below as well. These are some of the leading causes. And again, these are just seven. You can well imagine the list does not end at seven. The list has many, many more points of what happened. What are the things that could happen in somebody's life and they could cause mental anxiety, mental illness. And how to combat? Again, several strategies. Again, we're providing the links down below as well. And then how do you cope? Regular exercise, relaxation techniques, set goals, priorities, avoid alcohol and drugs, eat healthy. As you can well imagine, there's a lot of study out there that one could benefit from, available free of charge. You don't even have to go through our course to get to this. You can get this information free of charge. Lots of research has already happened on this topic, how to combat, and again, these are just some of the areas. So what's the point here? We are coming to this. So So when you're working with a coach, the coach will do all of this for you. The coach will work with you to define your goals, short-term and long-term goals. The coach will create a pathway for you to get to your objective, to the target where you want to go. The coach will help you define your sub goals and milestones. The coach will motivate you. The coach will help you remove the obstacles that lie ahead of you. The coach will help you plan whatever training you would need, and the coach will help provide access to all the needed resources. When they know what the resources are needed, they know what our program, our platform offers, and they'll make the resources, the right resource at the right time available to you. So these are the things that the coach will directly do to you or do for you. But in the process, what are some of the intangible gains that you will go through? Let's figure out what they are. You'll become confident. You will become an optimist. You'll have improved mental conditioning. And why is this? It's not hard for us to understand that when you know what does confidence comes from. Confidence comes from knowing that what you're doing is right, you're moving in the right direction, your problems are accounted for, and you have a solution for what could be happening around the corner. The challenges that you're facing today, there's a resource available to you at your disposal, accessible, who can help solve the problems for you. And that makes you an optimist at point number two. Improved mental conditioning, we talked about that. Ready with plans for future, ready with every step of the way. And when things don't go your way, you got to have some contingency plans in place, right? Just like anything in life that we do, there's a plan A and there's a plan B, maybe there's a plan C, maybe there's a plan D. For you to have those plans ready to execute the moment you have a need, this itself, just imagine the confidence, the peace of mind one would have. So, this is what happens when you are with someone who can help you sort of write the playbook with you. able to handle disruption. You are able to handle change. Everything, every step of the way, you could be disrupted by unexpected events. You could be talking about something happens externally. Now it's really your apple cart has been shaken up. You need to make adjustments internally. How do you deal with change, right? You're able to do that. And you're able to take charge. Really important. We have said multiple times leaders for life, right? So you are now ready, skilled, experienced to take charge. You are the leadership material. So pause on this for a moment. Look at this, what the coach will do for you directly on the left hand side. On the right hand side, you've got in the process what you will become. So with this, let's come back to what we just talked a moment ago about the mental health issues. Imagine the area that we are highlighting now clearly. When someone, God forbid, has a medical condition that they are dealing with, nothing that the coach can do aside from showing empathy about that. But the highlighted areas, do you think we could give you enough confidence to be able to deal with this, the framework to be able to deal with them, to help you develop the mindset on what you need to do, what you need to avoid? Substance abuse, for example, when you are accountable to someone and someone is accountable to you, they're talking to you on a regular, weekly, every other week basis. You would discuss with them. It's not just the abuse itself, it's the reasons for what you're seeking in that. Again, you are, even though we are saying that they're responsible or they are attached to your growth and they are accountable, you yourself are ultimately accountable to your own growth, right? They're just your resource, they're just your partners. So this is where you need to level with them. What is it that you're seeking? What is it that you're just lacking in your life that's causing you to do this? And with this, and hopefully that together the two of you will seek out the right opportunities or the right avenues. Bullying, if that's what you're going through, which is causing anxiety and depression, then how do you counter that? Social isolation to the bottom of your screen. If that's again what is happening, how do you isolate that? How do you circumvent that? How do you go around that? What do you do in your life so you don't have this problem again? Let's keep going. We talked about the strategies on what you could do to combat. Imagine all the areas that we are highlighting here. Imagine having access to a coach. Do you think that all of these areas would get some improvement? If not all the way, maybe half of the way, maybe a fraction of the way. You'll be number 10 better organized. Number 11, you'll volunteer. Number 12, you'll practice gratitude that effectively removes some of the anxiety. Number 3, you learn the coping skill. Do you know with somebody like the person we're trying to paint in your mind, you'll be able to develop better coping skills? We think you would. We think you would. So with that, let's review again what we offer. The program helps you review the options that you've got of your assessment, training, community, and personal coaching. So let's ask you a few questions. Would it help to have a coach? How would your life have turned out? How would your life have turned out if you had access to all these resources when you were starting off in your life? Something to think about, right? And would you consider putting these opportunities or providing these opportunities to someone else? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? So, who's our target audience? When we're developing these courses and the material, of course, we are targeting the graduates, students, the young, the youth, the future of our country, of the future of the world. We are ultimately targeting them. We want them to be the best that they could ever be. This program hopefully becomes a tool for them to be able to get that. But how do we intend to get to the graduates? By reaching out, by appealing to the parents and relatives that they are more. Why? How can we ever say equally? They are much much more invested in the success of these students than we would ever be. So if you are, then fine. If you find this is a useful tool that they could benefit from, then consider getting them a membership. Or if not the friends or relatives, then maybe the friends, maybe the well-wishers. And teachers, school administrators, employers. Do you remember the section we talked about where what skills you must have to do really well at job? Do you think your employers would want for you to have those skills? Absolutely. So they could also be invested in your success by getting you through those programs. Right? All right. So now let's talk about the cost of what this program will cost you. As we have said multiple times, we offer 4 tiers of membership. There's free membership, there's a library owner membership, there's a preferred membership, and there's a premium membership. So what do we have in these different levels? The free program effectively is a free program. You pay nothing to come in. You have access to whatever you've got in that column. You get 10% discount on all the courses you take to the site. We saw the prices in the previous slide. You have access to the courses, and we will be offering perhaps a free course to everyone every month. We're trying to sort of to negotiate that. And even if you are a free channel user, we still want to give you a substantial amount of value. So all the material we've got on the website, you've got access to that, and you get the discount on courses, you get discount on the books and the other downloadable material that are available to other tiers, but you get them as well. And then there's the live webinars that you can attend even as a free member. But to be able to look at the whole history and to look at the prior webinars that we have done, obviously over a large period of time, where we brought in all kinds of experts, and those sessions are recorded, available within our library, within our extensive vault. They'll be available at the library owner and the later tiers. So what's the library owner tier? So that's a membership level where you are paying to get in, paying $39 a month, or if you pay upfront for the whole year, it comes down to $33 a month. What it does give you is it gives you access to all the courses. So instead of buying piecemealing, trying to decide which course you want, how much are you willing to spend, and the courses, as you saw, I think they average bit from 15 to $19 each, but some of them could be as low as 9.99. But most of them are between the 15 to $25 range. So yeah, so you may end up having to think twice about taking on some of the courses, even though we swear on the content of the courses, giving you every assurance that you'll find them extremely useful. But then again, it's hard to pull out a credit card all the time and process those charges. So we totally understand that. But we have offered this library owner program, which effectively, for the price of two courses a month, you've got access to the entire library. We've got about close to 65 courses available right now, or in short order. And we're hoping to expand this library to close to 100 in the next year from now. In the library owner tier, you get one free book a month, and you have option to get three ebooks so to pass on to your friends. You can get three free ebooks every month. And then it's the community that we talked about earlier. Community is available at the preferred level. So difference between library owner. So library owner, you've got access to all the resources that we have. Effectively, that's your learning right there. But once you get to the preferred level, you not only have access to the community where you can join the discussions, participate in the discussions. You can find experts and engage with them. You can do all that. And let's point out something else that the referrals that you can earn when you are referrals, the amount what you get, and referral is what you get when you bring in a paid subscriber. So no matter what level you are at, if you introduce our program to someone who could clearly they must benefit from the program, and you bring us that person, we want to acknowledge that, and we want to reward you for doing that. It's $10 for each person you bring in when you are a free account holder. When you're a library owner, this becomes $20. When you're a preferred owner, it becomes $30. When you're a premium owner, it becomes $40. So each time you bring us a paid subscriber, your amount what you get is goes a little higher. So let's look at this. $30 is what you get when you're at the preferred level. Let's go look at the screen on top of the screen to say how much it costs you. $55 a month if you pay upfront for the whole year. That means, guess what? If you bring a refer to us just two, paid members a month. That pays for your membership right there. If you bring us 20, I think the math comes to about 22. If you bring us 22 people, that pays for the membership for for the whole of next year. So if you feel that, and again, this is, of course, selling is selling. Selling does not easy. Selling is not hard. It is just what it is. But we don't expect for this to be a heavy amount of selling. It will just be when people look at you, when people are engaging with you. They see how well put together you are. They see how much your feet are on the ground. You are humble and and you're knowledgeable and you know exactly what you need. You are in control. When they see all this, they would want to know how you got to this point, how you got to this place. And if you were to expose to them this program, you could do this. You joined a new company and you want to expose this program to everyone who works in that organization. Hey, bring them all on board. If you bring us to 100, guess what? Your next 5 years are accounted for. So again, we've got a very generous referral bonuses out here, and we really want you to take advantage of those. And finally, when you are at the premium level, you have got access to a personal coach who's assigned to you. And again, all the interviewing that we talked about, all the assessment that we talked about, all the goal setting that we talked about, your weekly access, or you decide monthly access, whatever cadence you want, whatever periodicity you want. But that's the kind of person who will be on your speed dial. We expect them to be when something good happens, call your best friend, but when something bad happens, call your coach and get them to walk you through first of all to help you get off the ledge, and then but to help you figure out what happened, how it happened, how do you recover from that debacle, failure, whatever it might be, and how do you get back on your feet, and how do you continue marching forward, how do you still remain motivated. And then eventually, once you have been a coach, so I think we are trying to decide if you're being a coach outside and you're coming joining our platform, then yeah, we would like you once you've gone through the training to become a coach on the platform. But for anyone else who's not been a coach outside, we really want for them to go through the program as a student for a year before they could apply to become a coach. So again, there's still to be defined, but we're trying to develop a detailed sort of checklist and curriculum related to how we can call somebody a coach or a super coach. And then, yeah, we just talked about becoming a coach. All right. So we hope you're having fun. Hope you are enjoying this presentation. Hope you are taking some notes, and we hope you're finding that this time is well spent. We hope that you're getting a good exposure, good understanding of what the whole program is all about. So, again, in a nutshell, trying to paraphrase again very quickly, what are the avenues of learning that we provide on this platform? There are courses, paid courses. Of course, there are a few free courses as well. The downloadable material, all kinds of which Excel spreadsheets with checklists, with formulas, with based on if you select an option in column A, then columns B, C, and D become available. All those kinds of things that are sort of relevant for you for your calculation. Yeah, calculators even we make them all available to you. There's extensive amount of blogs. You can go to the website, read the blogs, read the articles that we've got. And here we're just not limited to our own writings as well. We partner with many blog providers out there with many other sources of articles of extensive amount of knowledge and research. Why would we not utilize those as well and we make them available to you as well on the website? We talked about the weekly webinars where we take a hot topic, important topic, relevant topic, have a discussion, bring in expert, or maybe find an expert within our own family, get them to give you a detailed overview of the program itself. These programs usually run from, even though we have had some as short as 20 to 25 minutes, but they usually run about 35 to 40 minutes, and then we want to leave enough time at the end for Q&A. Again, lively sessions, interactive sessions, join them, and you will walk away with so much of information that you would want to come back. You would want to keep coming back. And then we offer workshops. Over a period of time, periodically you'll receive invitations to join workshops on specific topics, whether it's crisis management or product development or new methodology for digital transformation, personal growth, whatever it is that the topic might be. So in a workshop, you go through like exercises, group exercises, do something as a group. We used to do them pretty extensively before COVID came along. So now we are changing our methodologies and how we are doing this. So we've developed an extensive amount of online workshops as well. And we're going to be making them available through our partnership with other entities, with other companies, and we'll try to bring them on this platform as well. And again, of course, goes without saying that the guest speakers would be a critical part of this avenue. We'll have live training sessions, we'll have books, we'll have discussion groups, we'll have community, and we'll have private coaching, which leads to for you to have your own unique learning path, your own roadmap, your own step-by-step instructions based on exactly on where you are today, and which will take you to your ultimate destination. So, few questions as we start to wrap up the last couple of slides. What are some of the gift ideas for a graduate? When someone's about to graduate, you want to go and meet with them, hug them, and tell them how proud you are of them. What can you do? What can you take? Of course, you don't want to go empty-handed, right? So you give them some merchandise, or you give them a good dinner in a fancy, expensive restaurant. Of course, we all like to do that, right? Or give them cash, or give them a gift card. Great options, right? Wouldn't we all want to get these options? So this is when you do this for a graduate, what happens? Really, really think about this. What happens to your gift? When you give them a merchandise, it oftentimes never gets used. Be real, right? You give them somebody a sweatshirt. How many sweatshirts do they already have? How many hoodies do they already have? When will they wear yours? Yeah, occasionally they might. It'll be gone in weeks. Dinner is a great idea, great get together, great experience. They'll have everybody one who's there will have a great time, but it'll be over. There'll be a time when the money would be gone, experience would be gone. It'll be over. You might have a few pictures to remember the event, and yeah, even the pictures will get old when another activity will come and take over the, the most recent on your phones. Or you could give somebody a gift card, right? We talked about that. Yeah, it'll be used up. Used up in what? Who knows what they'll buy from the money you gave them. But if you give them the gift of knowledge and learning, what happens to your gift? It stays with them for life. Let's noodle on that for a moment. The gift of knowledge and learning will stay with them for life. So, what do you think? Any thoughts? Comments, questions. Here's my information. Please contact me. I would love to hear you from you, to talk to you, to answer any questions you might have. You have comments, you have feedback, you have concerns, whatever it is that you want to talk about, please reach out. We are here to answer any questions for you. With that, we come to the end of this presentation. Thank you so much for giving us your time. It was a delight for us to have brought you this program. And we really, really want you to see on this side of the fence. Come on in, open the doors and come on in. And not just be a part of the program itself, but help us grow, help us improve, help us make this a substantial program. As we've said, we're talking about leaders for life. We all want to benefit, wouldn't we? When our graduates go and take over the world and start running the world in the direction the world must go. All right. Thanks again for your time and for coming along with us on this journey.